Once upon a time, in a small, secluded town nestled deep within the heart of a dense forest, there lived a young woman named Emily. The town, known as Raven's Hollow, was renowned for its eerie atmosphere and a dark history that whispered through the trees. Emily was a curious and adventurous soul, always seeking excitement and thrills. One fateful day, she stumbled upon an old, decrepit mansion hidden deep within the woods. Its windows were shattered, and the door creaked ominously as if beckoning her inside. Ignoring the warnings that echoed in her mind, Emily couldn't resist the lure of the abandoned mansion. As she stepped over the threshold, a gust of cold wind swept through the halls, carrying with it a chilling presence. The air grew heavy, and the silence around her took on an oppressive quality. Unbeknownst to Emily, the mansion was cursed, a place where restless spirits roamed, trapped in eternal torment. The moment Emily entered the mansion, the door slammed shut behind her, trapping her within its walls. Panic gripped her heart as she realized that she was not alone. Whispers filled the halls, and shadowy figures danced in the corners of her vision. The spirits, consumed by rage and sorrow, hungered for release, and they saw Emily as their only chance for freedom. The mansion transformed into a nightmarish maze, its layout shifting and changing at will. Emily stumbled through twisted corridors, desperately seeking an escape, but the spirits were relentless, their ghostly forms materializing before her, blocking her path and driving her deeper into the abyss. Each room she entered held its own horrors: a blood-stained nursery where the wails of a long dead baby echoed, a mutilated library where books flew off shelves with a life of their own, and a dank cellar where the walls oozed with a putrid slime. As Emily's sanity began to unravel, she discovered a hidden journal left by a previous victim. Its pages told a chilling tale of a cursed family who had once lived in the mansion, performing unspeakable rituals in search of immortality. The spirits haunting the house were the vengeful souls of those who had fallen victim to the family's wicked deeds. Driven by a newfound determination, Emily embarked on a perilous quest to break the curse. She unraveled the secrets of the journal, piecing together the ancient rituals required to free the trapped souls. With each step, the spirits grew more furious, their manifestations more terrifying. Finally, in the heart of the mansion, Emily discovered a hidden chamber where the malevolent family had performed their final ritual. Armed with knowledge and a flickering candle, she prepared to face the source of the curse head-on. As Emily recited the incantation, the spirit anguish resonated through the mansion, shaking its very foundation. The air crackled with raw energy, and a blinding light engulfed the chamber. When the light faded, the mansion stood silent and still, the curse finally broken. Emily emerged from the mansion, weary but triumphant. The forest around her seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, as if the weight of its haunted history had been lifted. The townsfolk of Raven's Hollow, sensing the change, cautiously approached the once dreaded mansion. From that day forward, the mansion stood as a reminder of the town's dark past, but no longer harbored the malevolence that once consumed it. Emily became a local legend, her bravery celebrated by the people of Raven's Hollow. But whispers still lingered in the wind, and some claimed that on moonlit nights, if you listened closely, you could hear the faint echoes of the spirit's cries, a chilling reminder that darkness never truly dies. Deep in the heart of a desolate forest, where the moonlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy of trees, there stood an old, abandoned cabin. It was a place whispered about in hushed tones, a place where unspeakable horrors were said to lurk. One stormy night, a group of 5 friends decided to test their courage and venture into the cabin. They were thrill seekers, always searching for the next adrenaline rush. Unperturbed by the warnings from the locals, they believed the tales to be nothing more than superstition. As they approached the cabin, the wind howled in protest, and the ancient trees seemed to lean closer, shrouding the cabin in an unsettling darkness. Reluctant but determined, they pushed open the creaking door and stepped inside. The air inside was heavy and suffocating, carrying a foul stench that made their stomachs churn. The friends, armed with flashlights, cautiously explored the dimly lit rooms. The walls were adorned with faded wallpaper, peeling in places as if the very essence of the cabin was deteriorating. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence emanating from deep within the cabin. Panic seized the group as they frantically searched for the source of the terrifying sound. Their flashlights illuminated a staircase leading to a hidden basement. Driven by a mixture of fear and curiosity, they descended into the abyss below. The air grew colder, and a sense of foreboding settled over them like a suffocating shroud. The beam of their flashlights revealed macabre scenes: a rusted surgical table, jars filled with unidentifiable specimens, and walls adorned with cryptic symbols. As they ventured further, a presence seemed to envelop them, a malevolent force that fed on their fear. Shadows danced along the walls, taking on sinister forms, and whispers echoed through the chamber, whispering secrets too terrible to comprehend. One by one, the friends began to vanish, swallowed by the darkness. Desperation turned to terror as they realized they were no longer alone. The cabin itself seemed alive, its wooden beams groaning with unseen weight, while the walls pulsed with an otherworldly energy. Those who remained clung to one another, their trembling bodies bathed in cold sweat. They knew escape was their only hope, but the cabin had become a labyrinth, shifting and distorting, trapping them within its nightmarish grasp. The final survivor, haunted by visions of their friends' gruesome fates, stumbled upon a hidden chamber at the heart of the basement. The room was adorned with ancient symbols etched into the cold stone walls, a gateway to a realm beyond human comprehension. Driven by an instinctual need to survive, the survivor recited an incantation, hoping to break the curse that bound them to the cabin. As the final words left their lips, the chamber trembled, and a blinding light consumed the room. When the light subsided, the survivor found themselves standing outside the cabin, battered and broken, but free. The cabin stood before them, a mere shell of its former self, stripped of its malevolence. As the survivors stumbled back to civilization, they carried with them the scars of that harrowing night. The friends lost within the cabin were never found, their fate forever entwined with its dark secrets. The cabin stood as a grim reminder of the horrors that exist beyond the veil of our understanding, a place forever tainted by the darkness that had claimed it. And those who dared to wander too close could still hear the whispers in the wind, warning them of the evil that lurked within the forgotten cabin in the woods.